All right, what's going on, everybody? Clearly, we are on location here. We have a little scenery change from the home of the Zakarian office. How so how clear it is. So let me know in the chat how terrible is this passable. Can you hear me enough? Audio is rough, says Weisberg. He's the one though that usually. Oh, nobody can hear me, huh? Nobody can. We can't hear you properly. Okay, that's gonna be tough if it's cutting out. I don't really have an alternative here. There we go, Sneeps. Good stuff. All right, guys. Enough of you have told me now, so I think we're okay with that. Let me try something else here. Let's try something else. Let's see what we can do. Let's see. What is it using for a mic?
All right, what if we do this here? We're gonna have to do it like this, I think. Can you guys hear that at least? Can I remove myself? Can you guys hear that? Is that better here? Is that better? Look at this. We got a little look at that angle. We're gonna have to adjust that there. All right, so if we're how can we do this here? How can we do this? What if we do this? Can we go like that as long as we don't get a notification this whole time? As long as we don't get a single notification on my phone. People are saying that's miles better. Nick Gaming said it was better before. All right, let's see. Are we good now? Are we somewhat live? I don't know. Is it going to allow me to share screen, or is this going to be the same issue? No, we might be able to share screen now. This is hilarious. All right, we're gonna have to do it like this. Can I just like, there we go. We'll have to do it like this. This is the best we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to do. It's close to a peony shot though. It's making me look a little out of shape though. I need to give you guys a profile so we're not terrible. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see. Let's see if we can get a giveaway going. At least that's the least we could do is get a giveaway going. All right. Why won't it allow me to share this? Yeah, desk reveal, baby. My parents' desk reveal, that is. Why won't it let me share this? Let's see if I can do it this way. Let's try this share screen one more time. Why is it not let? All right, here we go. Let's do this. Like the stream, subscribe. Go ahead. Put hashtag the cup right into the chat there. There you go. You can see some of the good stuff that we got going on. We'll have momentum labs. Let's get out of that. Let's get out of that. What else do we need to get out of? We'll get out of that. But that'll get you in there. All right. So what are we thinking for tonight's slate? We don't have like too many injury news. I think like the one big thing, and now I'm realizing I'm not logged onto Twitter. This is going to be just so fun. The thing that I'm realizing right now, Jalen Green, right? Is that like the only real injury news? We already know that the Washington Wizards are just completely smoked, right? The Wizards are smoked with injuries. No Jordan Poole, so I guess we're going to get a little bit of Alex Sarr. I'll show you guys. This is the rare lineup that we're throwing out here right now. We're throwing out the Kuz himself, Kyle Kuzma. We get Keldon Big Body Johnson. He shows game time decision, but it looks like it's probable. We get Anthony Davis up in here. He's a game time decision. Just kidding. He's also probable. We get Giannis, and then we get Kevin Love. We get a little Kevin Love for everybody. No one's upset about getting K Love Swiss. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're rolling out. That's what we're rolling out there for this one. Just a heads up too. Obviously, this is going to be a little bit of a weird show, right? Because we're doing it like this. Wab is going to be joining us here momentarily, probably in the next 20 minutes or so. I'm sure he'll have some really nice things to say about this setup. We're not going to do a live before lock on Friday. We're not going to do it on Friday just because it's a little too chaotic, clearly. And then we'll be back to our normal scheduled programming on Monday. Excuse me, on Monday. So we'll be back for that. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. That's what we're doing these days. So again, apologies for the shoddy vibes here, but you know what? You live with what you got. You know what I'm saying? Whistlemania is saying, is Jalen Green confirmed out? No, the last I saw is that Jalen Green is actually at that he was at shoot around. And so if he was at shoot around, that's usually a good sign. That's a good sign that he might be going. So Albanian memes is saying Lowry Markkinen is the best solution for today. I got to tell you, I have been, in the words of our friend Nez from the Badge Bros, I've been San Antonio defense pilled. The San Antonio defense has been real this year. And so I'm a little bit nervous, actually, of Lowry and John Collins tonight, Keontae. Really, I've been kind of staying away from those guys. I do think, like, with the Jordan Poole news, I can't believe I'm saying this, but our guy Malcolm Brogdon might be in play right now. Malcolm Brogdon might be in play. I know his cup's a little high. He was actually somebody I was looking at taking a shot at heading into tonight's, but I ended up going the different direction. Going, I had this like weird 2v2. I really wanted to fit Giannis and Anthony Davis into the same lineup. I wasn't really sure how I was going to do it. Uh, and then was able to do it with Kevin Love and Kyle Kuzma. And with Kyle Kuzma's cap, again, I'm not a big Kyle Kuzma fan, but that total is like a million tonight. The total, right? The total between, actually, why don't I look that up here right now? The total I believe we've got between these games. Let me pull this up. Sorry, guys. Clearly, this has been a little frisky trying to get all of this working here as we got to Massachusetts this afternoon. All right, so for tonight's game, right, that Washington Chicago Bulls game, not going to be a ton of defense, right? So the over under 244 and a half. That's a million points, right? And it's a 5.5 point spread right now with the Bulls being favored. So I do like the idea of targeting people in that game. You get the Bucks and the Heat are at 223 and a half, so 21 point difference between those two. You get the Spurs 2.5 point favorites, 224 and a half total, and then the Rockets are 3.5 point dogs. Curious why they were dogs heading into this game. Maybe because they're home, but I mean, straight up, like Houston's been a better team than Minnesota this season, so it was kind of surprised to see that. But I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, let me get to some of these questions. I'm not going to have the same ability to pull up all of the projections in this situation. I still have them, but I'm not going to be able to switch screen a bunch. So what I'll do is just kind of handle it from here. But yeah, you could boss. I mean, listen, Snoop, for the Jazz guys, like I don't think Sexton is a terrible player or anything like that. I just think like if you're doing tiebreakers, I would lean other directions if it's close. The best MVP. So Wembenyama actually, like if you're just doing ceiling, it's always going to be Wemby DJP. Always, like it's always going to be Wembenyama. And so I think, but there's definitely some risk there because he hasn't shown the same kind of ceiling. But Utah's not really a formidable opponent. So if there was ever a game that he was going to go nuts, it's this one, right? And so Wemby's definitely the number one, and then I would rank it Giannis and Anthony Davis right behind him. But and then there's a clear teardrop. It's like those three. And then after that, it's probably LeBron and Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal are returning. But if you look at their props, their like points, rebounds, assists, those totals, it does look like Kevin Durant's probably going to be on a little bit of a minute restriction. I think his prop bet when I was looking at it was 30 and a half points, rebounds, and assists. So if that's what's going on, I mean, yeah, what do you think he's playing? Like 26 minutes, 28 minutes? Like I can't imagine they're running out 37-year-old or however old he is, Kevin Durant, in that situation. Best guy 31 or below. Yeah, I don't really know. I think in that range, let's see, in the 31 range, like there's not a lot of guys. Like Kyle Kuzma is going to be the best guy in that situation. Just because, like even though his cap is 24, I mean he's projecting for 37. You can just see in that like green tile there, he's clearly the best projecting guy. So I think it's Kyle Kuzma. I actually don't think it's probably not close to anybody after that either. It's just the Kuz, as our guy would say, right? So there you go. Rank these three for tonight. We got Dame Time, Tyler Hero, and Bucci Mane. You know what's crazy? I think like you'd see this and you'd say, oh, it's Dame. Dame's clearly number one. I actually think Nikola Vucevic is probably the best play here just because of how big that total is. And if you saw, I don't know if you guys messed around on Underdog at all, but Vucci Main was going like seventh overall with Dame going about ninth overall. So it's pretty close between those two. I think there's a pretty big gap between those two, and Tyler Hero, even though Tyler Hero is going against the Milwaukee Bucks who refuse to play defense. So I think that's kind of nice. But I would lean the way of Vooch, then Dame, and then from there. Amin Thompson or Josh Giddey at 29 says Lord. Oh, Belial. This guy right here. You see his chat right here. He won the giveaway. He's won the giveaway last time, which he hasn't gotten it yet. But don't you worry, baby. That was just yesterday. Um, So for this one, listen, if Jalen Green gets ruled out, which I need the chat to be on top of that, okay? If Jalen Green gets ruled out, Amon Thompson immediately becomes just like a home run, just a home run play. But and he's still a fine play if Jalen Green is in, but I would clearly pick Josh Giddey if Jalen Green is in, it's Giddy. If Jalen Green is out, it's Amon Thompson. Joker Rock said Fred Van Fleet or Kobe White. Yeah, this one's tough, man. I think I lean Kobe White, but Fred Van Fleet's probably the safer play. So there you go. Nick Gaming says Bucelis or Love. I'd go Bucelis here. I think this is like a fun matchup for him. Kevin Love is like safer, right? He's going to cap a 15. He projects for 20. We look at Matas Bucelis. He's going to cap a 10. He projects for 19 and a half. So almost the same projection, but you save a little bit of cap. So it's up to you. Reese was saying, is there any dumpster diving? Not really tonight, man. It's just Matas Bucelis, Kevin Love are really the only two like sub 20 guys you feel comfortable rolling out there. That's probably it. That's probably it. There's nobody else that you can mess with. DJP, let's go. What do we got? He said, is Wembenyama, Brogdon, the Coos, Giddy, Vooch, and good. Oh, is that good? No, that's a great lineup, man. That's a great lineup. You just need a ceiling game from Wemby. All of those guys project really, really well. I went Bucelis, so that is a good answer. Yeah, there you go. What do you think about Jimmy Butler? I think he's pretty good, Jakob. Jimmy Butler's pretty good. Again, some of these projections you're going to be seeing are not just for the one game, but he's going to cap at 36. He projects for 36, so I think he can do it. I think he can do it. Also, you want to right here. Look at this guy. Yeah, man, I'm not thrilled about this setup right now. For being honest, if we're being honest, not thrilled about it. But shout out to our guy John, who you started the Malcolm Brogdon renaissance, man. Brogdon jumping off the charts after you brought it up. So shout outs to our guy John Warner, baby. And yeah, we had to dress up. We had to dress up while we're at home. And hey, if you're just joining us, by the way, we got our guy Rob Perez, Worldwide Wob, is going to be joining the show here in just a little bit, so he can also see what my mom's office looks like. What else we got? Mike in the chat said, who's better long term, Mark Williams or Wendell Carter in a points league? Dude, Mike, let me just tell you this. If it's not Mark Williams, I'm down as bad as it gets, man. I'm down as bad as it gets. I will say Mark Williams, it sounds like he is going to be back within like the next 2 weeks. They sent him and I think Nick Richards down to the G League. So they're down in the G League, whatever the G League team is, and that makes it sound like he's going to be back soon. It's going to be back soon. So let's see. No, we're not looking up THT. I refuse to do it. Refuse to do it. Better, best value plays other than Kuzma tonight. Yeah, man, that's the thing. There's not a lot of good value tonight. There's not a lot of spots there because everybody's caps kind of adjusted. What is I think Brogdon's cap is too high for this too. Brogdon. There you go. Brogdon's probably the best play in that range. He's going to cap at 26. He's not projecting super great, but this wasn't updated today. So Brogdon is probably the best one there. That's where I would go as we were just talking about him. What else? Shingun, Bammy Adebayo, Dame, Vooch, Booker. I can play two. You can play two of them, huh? It's crazy. I think it's probably Vooch and Booker. I just can't believe I'm picking Vooch over any of these guys right now. But again, man, that total of 244 and a half is just enticing. And it's like Alex Sarr's gonna stop him? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. What's up, Daniel? Good to see you. What business gets conducted? Lots of business. I'm not telling you my family business. You mind your business. How about that? There you go. You have Io DeSumo. Hey, listen, we haven't talked about Io DeSumo. What's Io's cap here? Because I do low key like myself a little Io. He's gonna cap at 24, projection of 25. I don't. That's a good call, Lutex. He said I have Io, Scary Terry, Harrison Barnes, Dylan Brooks for the 24 range. Yeah, I think I would go Io. I think I would go Io. Although, listen, Harrison Barnes, player of the freaking month, huh? Or the week, or whatever that was. Yeah, Harry Barnes. Shouts to Harry. Thoughts on Gary Trent versus Castle? Huffman, listen, I don't think we're gonna ever play Gary Trent Jr. again. I know that's harsh, but I think that's where we're at. I think the Gary Trent Jr. run has been had. It's done. Give me the castle. Give me the castle. Is Joe Ingles playing? If he is, Sneeps, not enough. Not enough to be asking that question. Can't imagine he's playing more than 9 actual basketball minutes. So I don't. I would not do that, Sneeps. That's what I would say. I would not. I would not do that. All right. Let's see. Let me catch up here. Sorry, multitasking. Castle or Connect? I would take Castle too, man. I know like the Dalton Connect thing's a little bit more fun where you can just hit like 10, 15 3-pointers like in a row and then you're locked and loaded, right? However, I think for me, Castle can get there in like 6 or 7 other ways with blocks, with steals, like all of that stuff. So I think I do that. I would Lord Bilal, yeah, same thing about that Kerry Trent Jr. stuff, man. I'm just never playing him again. So I think I'd play Kevin Love over him. Nick Gaiman saying Şengün, Ant-Man, or Bam. Şengün? No, it's Anthony Edwards. It's Anthony Edwards. Oh wait, Snoop said he picked. You're playing Trent and picked IO under Snoop. Listen, Snoop. Well, the good news is one of us is going to be right. You know, one of us is going to be right. It's not a No, there's not a Kyrie giveaway. You nice try. That is not a Kyrie giveaway. Speaking of, yeah, Connect. I agree. Dalton Connect is a little bit better play if Rui does not play. But speaking of playing, all you got to do to qualify for the giveaway, baby, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, but hashtag the cup. That's the only way you can qualify. Alan, let's go with the complicated questions. I need you to finish my lineup. You have 8. Oh, it's Kevin Love. There you go. It's Kevin Love. Kevin Love or Matas Bucelis. Those are your only 2 options there. Your only 2 options. Atmix was saying, what about Jabari Smith or Harrison Barnes? You know, I was looking at Jabari Smith Jr. I would play Jabari Smith over Harrison Barnes, even though it doesn't feel good. I think I still would play Jabari Smith. I ended up going with Kyle Kuzma, but I was close to taking Jabari Smith. Jabari's the Houston thing. It's just so hard to figure out, man, because they just have so many dudes. They just have so many dudes. Um, so it's really hard. That's why I was really hoping Jalen Green was going to get ruled out tonight, so we could just prayers up for Amin Thompson, you know. But I don't know. Did we get any other underdog news here? Because I can't. I don't know. This is such an away game for me right now. What else we got? Oh man, a lot of Gary Trent Jr. Listen, I get it. I get it. It's because it's that time of like we only have a handful of games. There's not a lot of value. I get it. Wasn't Connect traded? No, Dalton Connect. No, he's still in the Lakers. I can't imagine they traded him already. Although I want to put it past LeBron. You know what I'm saying? I want to put it past LeBron. Will Barnes touch the 40 points? No, no. Only news for tomorrow: John DeRozan. Okay. Yeah, we got a pretty big slate tomorrow too. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I feel like it sounded Canadian there for a second. We got a pretty big slate tomorrow. Um, yeah, pretty big one though tomorrow. A lot of games, and then obviously no games. Can you show me your lineup? Yeah, Alan. I'll see you. I'll show you what I'm doing here. This is what we've got. This is what we've got in the rare streets tonight. Actually, I should build my common one. Let's build my common one right now. I don't know if I have enough cards. Wemby, Şengün, let's go. This is a fun start. The Kuz is in here. We might win some cash. We anybody else down here? We could go. Do we go Ryan Dunn? What does that leave us with? 40? Oh, so close. Ryan Dunn and Walker Kessler. Is that what we do here? We just do that? That's pretty good, huh? That's pretty good. I mean, I guess unless I want to try to trade, I don't know what I would do. Let's just do this lineup. This is a good lineup. This is a good lineup. This is what we're gonna do. Pretty solid though. Wemby, Şengün, Kuz. Let's go. Let's ride. All right. Here's my rare lineup though. You were asking about. We've got Kyle Kuzma in there. We've got Keldon Big Body Johnson. We've got Anthony Davis. We've got Giannis Antetokounmpo, and then we've got K Love. K Love. Lori get the same cap of Kessler. Yeah. I got to tell you, I mean, I know I've already said this. I'm a little hesitant here with a little hesitant with all of the Lowry stuff tonight, although I am playing Walker Kessler. So I guess, no way. Is Giannis really questionable or is he probable? Did that just come out? Did that just come out? Unreal. Oh my God. What? Oh wow. Man, that's brutal. That is brutal. Let's see what the line looks like right now. Yeah, man, we should have freaking seen that coming with the Heat favored by 2.5. Unreal, man. What a stupid game. Wow. That's tough, man. That's tough. I mean, obviously that makes Dame like an elite play here. Yeah, the other guy we're going to talk about is Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis would be the guy who benefits the most from that. That would be, yeah, Portis would be the guy. Wow. I don't really know. I'm just thinking about all my other stuff right now too. I'm trying to figure out how to attack this now. I mean, Bobby Portis obviously is going to be a great play. I think that's good. But I do not love this. I do not love this. Let me see the news update here. Yeah, Brooke Rolo. No, I don't think we're playing Rolo. You mean Brolo? We can't play Rolo. We're not playing Robin Lopez. That man, Giannis questionable is crazy. It's just like we're not allowed to have nice things. Unreal. Need to see something. I think I have like a stupid amount of Giannis here. Yeah, wow. Oh, tough MVP slate for sure. Yeah, I mean, if you have Anthony Davis or Wembenyama, all of a sudden that becomes like a really good team. Um, all of a sudden that becomes like pretty important. I gotta make a couple of adjustments here. So give me a second while I'm fixing my own stuff. Here, just do that there. Holy moly! Right as we get to lock, just out of control, man. Out of control. Whoo, man! It wasn't what. It is crazy though. If you do have Anthony Davis or Victor Wembanyama, you're all of a sudden in like a pretty good spot for these competitions. I don't think I actually have. I don't think I have any real. I guess what I could do is take Giannis out. We could go to Devin Booker, and then what does that leave me with? 15 extra, and then we could get up to Fred Van Fleet. Oh God, well I hate when it does that shit. Um, Devin Booker, there we go. That leaves us with 4. So I guess this would be the adjustment that I would have to make here. Um, yeah, the late Q tag's not great, guys. I'll tell you that right now. Let me just confirm this so I have it. The late Q tag is not great. Vasco is saying is Matas Bucelis to play. Yeah, he is. I mean, there's definitely some risk there, right? With the cap of 10. You don't know how many minutes he's gonna get, but like if he does get the run with that crazy total, Washington obviously doesn't play good defense. Bucelis is a really solid play, but definitely some risk there, of course, of course. Wow, that really just messed up my day. I need that 2 in season card. Yeah, what are your 2 in season options right now? You're Rui. Yeah, I mean, do we know if Rui's? I feel like we haven't gotten any Rui news. I feel like it's been weirdly kind of a quiet news day. Let me see if I can log in here to. Let me see if I can get into Twitter.com, just so I have the news in front of me here. With the neat man, I'll be shocked if Giannis plays. Like I think I would have felt a little bit better if they said game time decision or something like that. However, it saying that makes me uncomfortable. Also, real quick, I don't know if you got, I don't think I can show it, but a really funny Josh tweet. I'm saying it's not confirmed. I'm saying it, not confirming you. Oh, I got you. I got you. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying for the cup. I got it. Thank you for putting that in all caps, Kevin. Well, maybe we. Oh, who did I take out? Keldon Johnson. That's right. All right. Oh man, that sucks, dude. Whatever. We're just gonna leave. We'll just leave it the way we had it. I'm not gonna go buy anything else. So, Bobby Portis. Literally, guys, Bobby Portis is going to project as like. Let's go. Why won't it let me show the chat? Okay, if we go to Yeah, yeah. You remember you guys were all telling me it was a bad play when I was saying Namias Kita. Remember that? I said Namias Kita, and everybody's like, "Oh, why would you play Namias? You're gonna play Xavier Tillman. Make sure you play Xavier Tillman, Mike. You clowns." All right. So the Giannis now questionable. Man, that's bad. There's no way. I would bet a lot of money he doesn't play tonight. Very. Although you know what, it happened with Kyrie yesterday, and he ended up playing. Let's go look at Bobby Portis here. Let's look at Bobby Portis. So, looking at the slate right now, what's his cap? His cap's 28. Um, but looking at the slate right now, when I'm like ranking guys, so obviously, Wemby, Giannis, Anthony Davis, LeBron, Ant-Man, Booker, Vooch, Jimmy Butler, Dame, Şengün. And then I literally, right then we get to this range of Lowry Markkanen, Bam Adebayo, Julius Randle, Zach LaVine, John Collins, Rudy Gobert. No shit, Bobby Portis belongs in that range. That's where he is. He's like a top, I would say he's a top 20 play tonight, easily top 20 play. Should I change it from Vooch and Giddy to Damon? Yeah, you should. Yeah, you should. If Giannis is out, Damon Portis is a way better play. A way better play. Um, I mean, Miami isn't like the best matchup for this stuff, but it's a way better play for sure, for sure. Um, man, what a freaking curveball, huh? Live before lock strikes again. Just brutal stuff here. A Giannis injury right as we get closer. I don't know. Maybe he ends up going. But it might be Bobby Portis season. Put on your headbands. Oh wait, I'm gonna wait now. Remember, I did this last time. I did it too early. I brought in our guests too early. I'm gonna be patient this time. Hold on, and I'm gonna do this so that I can copy and paste appropriately here. All right, here we go. Hold on, let's see. Did I do it right? There we go. All right, cool. We're gonna bring on our guest. Sorry, I just like talked through that. We got our guy, Worldwide Wob. How we doing, sir?
So I was tardy for the same reasons that you probably were as well, and you have them on the screen here. That the moment this news dropped that Giannis is questionable, I ran to the back room here as I'm back on the East Coast. I waddle through the halls to get to the computer so I can book as many Bobby Portis overs as I can get my hands on. But they got those props down pretty damn quick, and I have $0 down. Unfortunately, but if Giannis is getting a questionable tag,
Yeah.
this late, you can, I don't want to say assume, because then people will get mad at me if it doesn't work out, but it's never a good sign.
No, this is the only example I have of recent history where they get this late of a Q tag and then end up playing was what we freaking saw from Kyrie yesterday, where I thought for sure Kyrie was sitting because I thought that spread was so fishy yesterday of like a 4.5 point spread, or it was like 2.5 or something. I was like, why? What's going on? But I did at the top of the show. I was looking at the Heat Bucks and I was like, are the Heat really favored in this game? Like I mean, I know standings wise they are a little bit of a better team, but I was kind of surprised to see that. But yeah, I would be stunned if he plays tonight, which ultimately, like Bobby Portis and Dame become clearly like two of the better plays on the
easily.
slate.
They're going to hit all their overs. They're worth whatever their salary cap is on Sorare. They'll double that equity. Before we continue on with the show, were you able to? We do it live, right? Were you able to?
Yeah. It's yeah, I thought I just did it. Hold on, let me double check this. I thought I just did it.
We're trying to get the show for those of you watching on YouTube. We're trying to simulcast on my Twitter, and I have to drop the.
Yeah, let me do it one more time just to be safe here. Let me do it one more time, and then oops,
I'm glad while you try and fix this, I'm glad someone in the chat recognized you're using the same microphone that when Elon and Trump before the election did their Twitter Spaces. It sounds like you're at the dentist.
I know.
I don't know what this microphone is. You're not the only one that I've heard use it, but it sounds like you have a mouthful of like utensils.
I assumed I was just doing this from my AirPods, but now I'm curious.
No, you
Yeah,
sound like you are trying to speak through 8 pencils stuck in your mouth.
Yeah, that's good. You know what? This only comes up once a year. Like once a year, we have to do this, and every single time the same thing happens. Hold on, I want to make sure. I feel like I got this. Yeah, we should. Okay, we should be good now. We should be good now.
Okay,
Yeah, I
now
don't.
we're
Let me.
good.
Here. Can you? What's a play you're excited about here? While I try to fix this
No,
audio.
you fixed it. We're live. So
Okay. I was gonna try to make it so I didn't sound like I was from the dentist anymore.
Okay, there we go. All right. Bear with me here, people. I'm just getting a tweet out, doing my part. Once we get this done, we'll be all okay. Here we go. NBA, we'll call it NBA sicko chat.
There we go. Perfect. I just saw Admix in the chat said Damon Portis, or is that counterproductive? I don't think so, man. Right? You can put like I feel like that's going to be the entire offense. You can roll both of those out there, right?
You said Damon Port. Yeah, dude, they're gonna absolutely fill it up. The Bucks may only score 85 points, but it's gonna be those two that are initiating all the offense. You have to assume they're both gonna get up 20 shots each, right?
Easily, and it's not like Miami's the same like defense that we've seen over I'm not really concerned of them like, oh, they're just going to shut everything down. Dame should have no problem today.
There we go. Okay, now I got everything loaded. I can focus on the program. Sorry about that, people.
You're good. You're good.
Now this entire audience that's about to join us is about to hear you and your dentist talk. So I'm not gonna tell them in the chat exactly what's going on, and they can just figure it out for themselves. But yeah, play of the night by far. And so we're gonna sit here and essentially wait for official news from the Bucks, right? And that it's a national. This is okay. So what are your thoughts on what happened with Trae Young today? Because
I was pretty surprised by that.
I think it's a lot bigger deal than people are. It didn't really make it didn't go viral, put it that way, for the news, but I saw it and I'm like, this is opening a can of worms, which I just don't know if now you can come back from. So essentially what happened was the NBA fined the Atlanta Hawks $100,000 for their communication in handling of Trae Young's absence before the NBA Cup game against the Boston Celtics. Oh, by the way, they won the game. They were 17, 18-point underdogs. That's the game they won in Boston. So these fines usually come down because you bench a Giannis or a Jokic or whoever, and the team gets destroyed on national television. And people are like, why am I paying my hard-earned money to watch this shit? But they won. That's the difference. And they still got fined anyway.
I was surprised. Like that game was 2 weeks ago now, right? And so like they came down on a Fred VanVleet ruling a lot faster than they did on this one. And I mean, obviously they're not going to tell us. I want to know what the investigation was, because they basically were saying like Trae could have played. That's what they said.
Oh, so that's even worse. So the difference between Fred VanVleet and what happened with the Hawks is Fred VanVleet, the max that you can get fined based on the collective bargaining agreement is $50,000 for like referee conduct. If you do something that's detrimental to the league, like we saw with LaMelo Ball, or in the case of the Philadelphia 76ers, there's been other examples of detrimental to the league, the fines increase. So $100,000, okay, it's whatever. I'm sure the Hawks and Trae Young aren't batting an eye at that. But what they said in regards to the independent physician reviewed Trae Young's medical report and said it was his opinion that Trae could have played through it. So if you're just handing, are they going through the process like, here's a random x-ray. We want you to look. We're not going to tell you who it is, but we just want, could this person play a game of basketball? Here's the injury, yes or no. And then the independent physician's like, I guess. Like, that physician is not a part of the team training staff in the locker room, on the plane, in the rehab, the physical training with Trae, like in the trenches every single day with him. And you have some independent physician who we have no context or knowledge of what he did, or his relationship with the Hawks, says, oh, Trae could have played. And now the NBA says, you're fine because this one doctor said you could play. Are you kidding me?
It's out of control. It's out of control. And I'll be fascinated to see how they handle the first time the 76ers step out of line. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts.
Okay. And now, so this happened for an NBA Cup game specifically because there's so much, the league is paying, or I should say Amazon and Emirates, most notably, are paying a lot of money to either sponsor or broadcast the NBA Cup, current or in the future. And the NBA obviously wants the NBA Cup to be a real thing, a big thing.
Right.
Okay? They want it to be the equivalent of the playoffs. It's a huge OTT product in which they're trying to pitch to its fans that you should be spending your hard-earned money on consuming. So they're doing this for NBA Cup games when you usually see these fines come down for an ABC game that's on Saturday or Sunday after football's over, and you get your big like Lakers versus Jokic.
Right.
And then there's multiple days off for these teams just to make sure that the guys are healthy. So I find it very interesting that they did it for NBA Cup. And now the reason for doing this is coming full circle to talk about tonight with Giannis, where all of a sudden a streaking Milwaukee Bucks team go to Miami. This is going to be a big matchup. Giannis may at the last second be questionable. He's officially questionable. He's been downgraded. And if he misses this game, are the Bucks going to be fined the same way that the Hawks were? And is some independent physician going to come in and say Giannis could have played because his MRI looks clean?
And if they aren't fined, I imagine Atlanta is going to want to launch their own counter investigation as to why did we break the rules and they didn't? How can you prove one person is more injured and it's more reasonable for them to miss a game than the other person? And again, I have no idea what the investigation looked like, but you're right. I think this is going to be an ongoing conversation, mostly probably in the NBA podcast space. But
this is Sicko Chat. I titled the show Sicko Chat today for a reason. And here's another good example. You know who's out tonight? Jordan Poole.
Right.
Do you consider Jordan Poole to be on the same tier of stars attracting fans to the game as Trae Young? Because if not, are the Wizards going to get fined for doing the same thing that happened with Trae Young, NBA Cup game tonight? No Jordan Poole? Are we investigating? Or is the NBA saying, no, he's not worthy of the fines? So I'm Jordan Poole. I'm insulted. Why didn't you fine my team? Am I not of the equal stature of Trae Young? Why am I not included in that same type of he needs to play?
Dude, that would be the best evolution of this would be other role players getting pissed off that they didn't get fined appropriately for missing.
It's a can of worms that did not need to be opened. This came out of nowhere. Not a single person was thinking, why didn't Trae Young play against the Celtics? Because they won the game.
Yeah.
This would be different if they lost by 50. They won. And anyone that showed up in Boston that night may even have another opportunity to see Trae Young because it's the Eastern Conference. I'm not sure their schedule, but he may play there again. This is a strange one, man. And it's going to have ramifications across the league, I think, as people, start to get educated on what actually occurred today.
Yeah, and I wonder if it'll impact teams like the Bucks being like, oh man, we need to make sure we get Giannis out there because we don't want to get fined $100K or whatever. Real quick, just to pivot back to So Rare here, just so because I wanted to show you in the chat here the predicament I am now in because of this situation here. I
Okay.
was rolling out this fun little squad that I was excited about here.
Okay.
No, we're not saving passwords. We got Kyle Kuzma, who, and again, I never feel great playing Kyle Kuzma, but he's going to cap at 24,
No Jordan Poole.
and no Jordan Poole. Somebody's going to have to shoot. We had Giannis up in here and an Anthony Davis lineup.
Oh my
Giannis and
God.
AD together. We had Kevin Love in there, which again doesn't feel great, but I like to play someone who's close to my age. And then I threw Keldon Johnson in there as well, just for a little value. And I know it's his game time decision, but it looks like he's playing. But this, like, I was very excited about this. I was like, I actually might win some cash here from this So Rare NBA Emirates Cup contest. And now we're now we're just hoping Giannis's knee's okay,
Whoa.
that the Bucks don't want to get sued.
You made your bed with Anthony Davis.
I
And
know.
God bless his soul. When he plays, he's an MVP candidate. But from
It's
a
true.
fantasy standpoint, where you need his presence, it's always going to say GTD.
Yeah,
And every day
forever.
you're rolling the dice. You're picking those Monopoly chance cards, my friend.
Yeah.
It's straight to go, collect $200, or straight to jail. No
Yeah.
in between. You know, this is the life of having Anthony Davis on your rare fantasy teams.
I might as well get a GTD tattoo at this point. Let's since we're doing some sicko stuff and we mentioned Poole being out. I don't know if you noticed this, but it seems like the Washington Wizards are putting our guy Malcolm Brogdon on trade watch here. So they're it seemed like they were showcasing him a little bit. No Jordan Poole tonight. Cup game with and I know you know this, but the total of this game I think is 3,000. I feel like we might see Brogdon just like rip off 2 really good weeks and then find himself like on the Knicks or something.
The Wizards are the one team in the league where I don't think I can name their starting 5 every single night.
No,
Okay.
they can't either.
Okay, so that's the point, because I already bitched about Jonas Valanciunas at length on this show. So knowing Jonas isn't starting, it's pretty much Bilal Coulibaly.
Mm-hmm.
Are we assuming Jordan Poole is healthy and starting? So
yeah, we can assume he's
Poole,
we can assume
Kuzma, Coulibaly, and then it's those other 2 spots. It's like
Sarr. I think Sarr's been out there, right?
Sarr full-time starter?
They've been treating him
I
like
don't
that.
know the answer to that question.
Yeah, they've been treating him like that for a little bit, but I kind of liked. I was intrigued with Brogdon. His cap's like 26 over on So Rare. I mean, Brogdon's probably not the guy that's going to get you like a triple double or anything like that, but I could see him just like filling it up tonight with like a 14, 9, and 4 or something like that, which with a cap of 26 would do just fine.
No Jordan
like a
Poole.
short slate.
No Jordan Poole. Minutes prediction over under 30.
Oh man, you know what? I'll say under, but I think it's like 28.
I mean, there's a big difference between 28 and 35.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
for sure.
Giannis is out. Giannis is out.
That's
officially.
unreal.
Unbelievable.
Oh man, on a different platform, I am going to get hammered tonight. Wow.
Oh wait.
But hey, Bobby Portis, have the night of your life, baby. Let's see how much his price has gone up in the last 15 minutes here.
I'm scrambling to see if there's what's available. Wait, the line on this is 4? Was that before the injury or after?
It was 2.5.
Okay, so
he were favored by 2.5 heading into it.
Wow.
Man, what a turn of events here. I mean, it really does, like, from the So Rare perspective, when you're trying to, like, it's a small slate, it's a one day slate, and there's 3 clear MVP candidates. There's Wembanyama, like, for the high scorer of the night. There's Wembanyama against a Utah defense. You had Anthony Davis against Phoenix, who should eat up Yusuf Nurkic. And then it was Giannis. And so now if you are a holder of Wemby or of Anthony Davis, you are like in a much, much better position than you were an hour ago with Giannis being out tonight.
Can you pull up Dame real quick? What's his cap? It's got to be 45.
I actually think it's like, it might be 40 right on the dot there. 42. Okay. And that's another great shot. He's going to smoke that.
Okay, so over under shot attempts for Damian Lillard, I'll set it at 25.
Yeah, that's a great number. I'm going to go over. I am going to go
Okay.
over because
Bobby,
Tyler Hero is going to be following him around, I imagine, for most of it. I also spent like the first few minutes of this show saying, like, please stay away from Gary Trent Jr. I'm no longer doing the Gary Trent Jr. experience. And then Giannis got ruled out. And
yeah.
I mean, again, I'm not excited about it, but that's more shots to go around.
Well, he's actually making shots for once. His last game,
Yeah.
he was actually putting the ball through the hoop, which is a step in the right direction for him.
Yeah.
So he's figuring it out. But okay, over under shots tonight for Bobby Portis at 20.
I'm going to say under. I'll say under 20.
Oh,
Under 20 shot attempts. I think he'll get over 20 points. I could see like a 10 for 16 night.
right.
10
But
for
all we care about in this show is usage, right?
right.
We want the field goal attempt guarantee, and whether he makes them or not, that's fine. We're willing to live with that as long as he gets up 20 shot attempts.
Yeah. And
Okay.
he in this situation, like I feel like every time this happens when Giannis is out, he gets like 14 rebounds too. Like he eats it up off the glass.
Okay. So he's going to move into the starting lineup, I assume, right?
Yeah,
Bobby?
I would think
Okay.
so. That's what they did last time, where it'll probably be Lopez, Bobby, Dame. I think Gary Trent Jr. is still out there, right? Is he still starting? Oh no, Andre
No, he's
Jackson
off the
Jr.
bench. Gary's been off the bench.
He's been off the bench. So, that's right, because they went young. They went young. That's right. Yeah, Alan was saying, let's see, like Kevin Love or Andre Jackson Jr. I mean, this is a nice boost for Andre Jackson Jr. for sure. I think that's probably where you would go.
Everyone. This usage will be sprayed like a shotgun blast
Yeah.
to the rest of the team. Everyone's usage is going through the roof.
Yeah.
And I have $0 invested in this other than do I have Giannis in my lineup? Oh no. I think I have Giannis in my lineup.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have to go.
We've got two hosts tonight with dead so rare lineups. I don't even have a pivot. My lineup was constructed so specifically around Giannis. Reese, this is where I do think I would draw I think I'm still playing Wembanyama and Anthony Davis ahead of Damian Lillard, but then I think Dame's third.
Okay. Oh, in terms of best plays of the night?
Yeah, I think I'd still I think I
probably Dame. You have Wemby in a better spot than Dame?
I think so, just because of upside.
What about Walker Kessler? We're not giving him any props and being able to make him look mortal.
Is there anybody in the league besides Wemby himself that can make him mortal? I feel like Wemby just taking 14 threes is what makes him mortal.
Yeah, when he decides I'm just not going to score every single time I'm on the block and I'm going to try and get up 13 threes. Well, he noticed in that game against Golden State because he was off from the perimeter. And then he realized, you know what? I'm just going to go be the hub. And I'm going to stand at the nail on the free throw line. He turns, he faces, and then he went I think he went 15 and 7 in the fourth quarter alone. 15 points. That 7 wasn't rebounds. That was assists, by the way. So they were running offense through him, just holding the ball above his head and either going to the rim or creating from 12 feet away as opposed to 30. And I think that's why Spurs fans get a little frustrated is because dude, you are way too big to be just settling for pull-up jumpers, whether you can shoot them or not. And he was so good last week. Did you know Harrison Barnes won Player of the Week?
That's it. Now, was that you know how when Leonardo DiCaprio won the Oscar for The Revenant and they were kind of like, well, we got to give it to him. Is that what was happening here?
Dude, are you kidding? I swore I could have thought of 10 different players that probably deserved that honor before his stats. It wasn't even one of those crazy stat weeks either. It was 22 and 8 average or something.
I know. And no disrespect to Harrison Barnes. I think he's a good player.
But kind of disrespect.
Yeah, but enough to be I don't know if you were the best player this week. Anybody look at what Jalen Williams has done for the Thunder in the last 2 weeks? I mean, what are we talking about here?
And he's wide open all game because they're sending 7 guys at once to Wembanyama.
Yeah,
he's just standing over there shooting open threes. You can be the corner 3 player of the week, but not the NBA player of the week. Are you kidding me?
Corner 3 player of the week. We should start giving that out every Friday.
Quick side note just before you move on. Bobby Portis off the bench against Charlotte. He played 26 minutes off the bench with Giannis.
Yeah.
So in regards to the amount of minutes increase he's probably going to see, I would imagine it's going to go from 26 to between 31 and 34.
Yeah,
So a full 5 minutes more of like that's an auto blast.
yeah.
Everything is undersold.
It's gonna be
Or
it's
undervalued.
gonna be insane. It is gonna be an insane amount of he's gonna be again, I was saying like out of everybody, he's like probably now a top 15 play out of every player tonight. And which seems crazy because you're like, oh, are you taking Bobby Portis over Bam Adebayo? Like it's pretty close. Yeah, probably.
Easily. Are you
Yeah.
nuts?
Like right here, let's do this. So Bobby Portis or Julius Randle.
Bobby Portis, easily.
Yeah, Lowry Markkanen, Bobby Portis.
We're not counting salary cap, just overall score.
Just like straight, who do you think is going to get the most like fantasy points tonight?
Bobby Portis
Bobby
over Markkanen.
All right, KD's first game back or Bobby Portis?
Oh, so KD's over under. I was looking at his props. I think he's 21 or 22 and a half.
Yeah, and it was like 30 and a half points, rebounds, and assists. That's why I was like, that screams minute restriction to me.
Okay, so he'll play 30 minutes tonight. 20. So he's due to average 22, 5, and 4.
Yeah.
Something like that. Bobby Portis is going to be 22, 5, and 4 easily.
Well,
so I will take Bobby Portis.
100% agree. All right, now how about this one? Şengün. I feel like this is the range. Like Jimmy Butler, Şengün, and Vooch is where it starts to get a little. And Vooch normally I would say Portis every time, but I'm still so blown away by this matchup against Washington.
Well, remember Şengün's going up against Gobert and Randall, and is Naz Reid? Is he okay? I know he went down with an injury during that game. I think he's in the lineup.
I think he's playing. Yeah. We say that, but then they're also like, aren't they like a bottom third defense this year, which still feels weird.
If he's getting Gobert in a matchup, I wouldn't, regardless of where the team's rating is. I'm not interested in a guy being guarded by Rudy Gobert.
Yeah. Not named Nicole.
But it's close. That one is closer. Bobby Portis' upside is just he's going to shoot so many damn times. Where else this offense if it's AJ Green and Andre Jackson Jr. out there, this is just Dame, Bobby Portis pick and rolls every single time down the floor with Brook Lopez lurking for like a bomb 35-footer.
Well, yeah, Brook Lopez threes tonight. Get those. Those are going up. Those are going 3.5. Those are going up. Oh man, what a weird one. What a weird slate. I feel like we haven't had one like this. We've been doing this for a month now, and I feel like we haven't had a complete bomb drop like a Giannis. Especially because Giannis wasn't really questionable. Like you see a probable tag, I'm not really buying that. He's playing. It's just wild. And maybe that's actually how they get out of any sort of. I don't remember the Trae Young situation, but maybe because he had an injury designation heading into the game, but.
So, good. Someone in the chat just Şengün will still probably have a big game because Jalen Green is questionable and his usage might go up a tick as a result.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask you I lost my train of thought. I was going to ask you like the 3 something.
Real quick on if Jalen Green is out, by the way, like my favorite guy, who at some point he'll start. Amin Thompson, man, from like a fantasy perspective, he's just going to be a block steal guy.
Learn how to make a jumper, man, and you can be playable every single night.
I know.
The guy he's the next 5x5 candidate.
For sure. But yeah, we do. I guess Jalen Green's really the only news we're still waiting for. I still think we'll get some sort of tweet about like the Suns minutes. I feel like they'll let us know. I'm more confident Bradley Beal playing normal minutes than KD, but KD's so efficient, like he can still get away with it. The other guy I wanted to bring up, unless did you just remember? I don't want to.
Yeah, I remembered I lost my train of thought. I was going to ask you, do you agree? I'm just trying to think of my top 3 VORP guys, if you will, meaning if that player is out of the lineup, like how much of an impact it has on the rest of the team. It's got to be Giannis and Jokic as 100%, Jokic then Giannis, because of the rest of the team essentially sucking so much that there's a steep drop off to the replacement, or those statistics get spread out evenly across the entire roster. It's Jokic and Giannis 1, 2. Who else am I missing? I don't think LeBron is.
No,
KD's
no,
out there. Luca, even with Kyrie out there, I don't know if he necessarily qualifies.
no. You know who I'd throw out there, and maybe you would disagree. It's probably not as egregious as Jokic and um, why am I
Giannis.
blanking on? Yeah,
Giannis.
Giannis.
Yeah.
But when Cat is out now, Jalen Brunson turns into a 50-point scorer.
Yeah.
And so, and because I was targeting a lot of Brunson yesterday, with like crossing my fingers that that Towns wasn't going to play, and I mean it still didn't matter because they just like blew the doors off of Denver. But I think like Cat's like weirdly, just because of how much that offense has changed with him, I feel like he could be in that category. But again, not in a different level than the other two.
I think the third guy has got to be James Harden on the Clippers without Kawhi, because we haven't
Yeah.
seen it yet. What would happen to what the hell would they do? Like, where would all of that ball distribution get spread to? Like, we'd see Terrence Mann in the starting lineup, and then Chris Dunn's getting up 15 shots.
No, well, listen, we haven't shown one of our skits in a while, but I tell you who would be cooking if that happened.
We're the Porters. We share the crowd of up and down performers, throwing things in buzzer beater corners. And one of us is playing for the Warriors. We're juniors and we're the Porters.
Now, clearly,
Okay, how long did that take to make?
I,
Were you on a
again,
plane or
I'm
something?
just the guy that speaks into the camera. I didn't have anything to do with that.
Wow.
But and clearly that was from a couple of years ago. But Kevin Porter Jr., it would be the greenest of green lights he's seen. And I won't. No jokes there.
Yeah, Vork/CLV guys. That's got to be my top three.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay,
All right.
you had a train of thought that I interrupted. So
Oh, there was one other guy I wanted to give a shout out. I was looking at some starting lineups here, and I saw that Io DeSumu's staying in the starting lineup again. And again, if you're like looking for those mid-range guys to try to like fill out your lineup, he's somebody that can get going. And although no cards in the instant buy. Let me see the manager
a
sales.
little update: Jalen Green now in tonight.
Ugh,
He was questionable. He's in for the Houston Rockets.
terrible. Don't love it. Don't love it for my own personal bags. There you go. Io's cap of a 24. Again, if you're just trying to find some spots to fill it in, I just like attacking this game because of the total being as insane as it is. I think you can have some fun with that one.
I have no interest in ever playing a Chicago Bull.
I know.
When
Yeah,
I have money
you've been burned.
invested. I can't do it anymore. I can't do this. Like, there is no CLV whatsoever for a single one of their guys, even Vooch. I'm sorry, Vooch.
Yeah, they have too many guys. They have too many guys at this point too. Like, so at any and their offense is weird. Like, they play fast. We talked about this. Like, they play fast, but they're not necessarily good at it. They just do it. And so you really are just kind of throwing darts against the wall, saying which
I
guy
got burned. I got burned on a night where Zach LaVine was questionable, got ruled out. I got the best number on Kobe White across the board, and he got up like 4 threes, and that was it. And then he just taken out. I can't. I'll never do this again. I'm a customer who's never coming back.
Kobe White is either the best play of the night or the worst play of the night.
Look at that graph. It looks like a meme coin.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's nuts. Like, it is nuts. Look at that. Look at that. Like, big
The
green.
volatility on that thing.
I will say
might
this.
as well be $Moo Dang.
Yeah, this 49.1 there though, that was right after our show on Friday when we were talking about Kobe White.
Oh, don't worry. I bet the 19 night. I'm pretty sure.
Oh man, I'm going to tell you that Jalen Green being available to play bums me out just a little bit here. Luca was saying, so would you rather go with Alex Sarr or Jalen Green? Or I think it's probably two guys. Oh, sorry, let's go to market. Two guys you're kind of guessing on a little bit here. Jalen Green is clearly I shouldn't say clearly. His cap's 25. I didn't realize how low that was. And
he had a bad week. He might be buy low territory. He's not going to be any lower than that.
And Alex Sarr's cap is 27. Yeah, that one's tough. That's pretty close. I mean, if Alex Sarr is going to be out there playing like 35 minutes, then I'd be pretty excited about that. But
all I care about is minutes played. Like, everything else takes care of itself.
Right.
If you're playing 35 plus minutes, you will Just stand there, and a rebound will hit you in the teeth 5 times if you're out there for 35 minutes.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, and I think with Jalen Green, I mean, all right, I'm gonna say Sarr, but I think part of it is that if Jalen Green is playing, you assume he's healthy, but there's just more outs with Sarr. Where if like Fred VanVleet and Amon Thompson are playing really well, maybe they're like, we don't need Sarr out, we don't need Jalen Green out there as much. So if it's basically a coin flip, I think I'd bank on the minutes of Sarr than Jalen Green, but that's pretty close.
Without even looking, I'm going to assume that Rockets Wolves total has to be the lowest on the board tonight, other than maybe Milwaukee, Miami. It's got to be the second lowest on the board. Be my guess.
Yeah, it's actually the lowest on the board here. And I think that moved a little. It's at 219.5.
Ugh.
With Bucks Heat being at 222.5.
222. Wow.
And you got Spurs Jazz at 224 right there with them. And then Lakers Suns, you jump up to 234, and then 244.5 Bulls and Wizards.
Oh my God. Maybe I should change my POV on the Bulls, since they're just gonna be apparently playing YMCA 9 a.m. Sunday run.
Yeah, it's just, that's what it is. It's just outlet and run.
Nobody getting back on defense, grabbing your shorts. All right, bring it up. Let's go, Jeff Paul.
I'm refreshing here to see a lot of the stuff we're getting is news for tomorrow. So I don't know if we have anything left for this slate with Jalen Green being ruled in. I think that was the last that we were waiting for here.
Man, I can't believe that Giannis is out right after the Trae Young shit. That is so stunning to me. I don't care that he was listed probable. And if he was probable, I assume it was the knee. Okay, they wouldn't be listing another injury unless it was like he's sick. But this is why the NBA came out with these rules about communicating day of for nationally televised game plus NBA Cup. This is the double whammy of you're about to get fined. And the Trae Young example happened before. Like, what's going to happen to the Bucks tonight? And the problem is he might actually be hurt, right? We're not inside of his body. He's out there carrying the entire city on his shoulders. So it would make sense that he eventually needs a game off. And we're not blaming Giannis or honestly anyone. What I'm just blaming is the concept of the penalties that are occurring and the demands that the NBA sets are not being fulfilled. Because someone out there, it happens all the time in Miami. You know what TNT loves doing? They love zooming in on the little kid, the cute little kid with the sign that says, I flew all the way from Athens. First of all, kid, how did you get that money to fly from Athens to Miami? That's like a $4,000 ticket. Second of all, he's like, I flew all the way for Giannis's shoe on my birthday. And that poor kid is not going to be able to watch Giannis tonight. And you hope that he gets a signature or, Giannis will find a way to take care of him. This happens all the time. But there are adults elsewhere that can't afford courtside seats where you don't see their signs that were anticipating watching a big game tonight between a team that's been playing a lot better lately with a true star MVP candidate and the Miami Heat just coming off a pretty impressive home victory against the Dallas Mavericks. The air has been let out of the balloon completely. I know Damian Lillard is still out there and fringe top billing, but this is the NBA's biggest problem, man. We can try and profit off of it as much as, through Sorare and, buying low opportunities on guys like Bobby Portis. But I'm thinking just from a mainstream point of view, if you're a football fan that doesn't really watch the NBA until the Super Bowl ends, why on earth, like, you just decide to turn to TNT tonight? Where's Giannis? Like, how are you supposed to know that Giannis is ruled out at the last second? That's the problem here. And the NBA's, biggest enemy is themselves.
Oh, right. I mean, it was like the same conversation that's been happening the last 2 weeks about the NBA ratings, and then you back it up with this. It's like they're like, oh, we're not worried about the ratings. Adam Silver talks about it, and then bang, they're like, well, guess what? Giannis isn't playing tonight, and we're like, everybody. Not that what you do for the holidays is go watch sports, but a lot of times that's what happens when you're at home, and a lot of people getting home for the first time for the next couple of days. You're like, oh, let me see what we got. Bucks Heat. A rematch from that playoff series where Jimmy Butler did all of those things, and then Giannis isn't playing. It's a little buzzkill, but we're not a buzzkill. We're going to be giving something away here. We got a rare tier card giveaway. How about that transition, by the way? Just smooth.
Wait, we're doing it so early.
Wait, we got lock in 2 minutes, don't we? What time is it lock?
Do you have to go do trivia? How is trivia not not canceled Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
No. I can't. I'm home. Clearly, I'm in a new surroundings today.
Yeah, me too. We're both at home. And
Yeah.
your analogy of people going home looking for something to watch the
That's
Tuesday
right.
before Thanksgiving. There's no NFL on. There's no college football. I think there might be some action or something. But
Some action. Oh,
but
that's right. We do have a few more minutes. All right. I think last year it was they locked it at 10 of the hour. So I'm still so programmed to shut it
wow.
down then.
And you got your entire chat to say the cup. So
Yeah, there we
now
go.
you just tease them.
There
They're
we
gonna
go.
be
Well, I
all
mean, we're
pissed
still gonna
off.
give it away.
They want to be fulfilled now.
We're still gonna give it away. Hey, well, yeah, we didn't really talk about a ton of the peripheral guys for Milwaukee. I mean, I do think Andre Jackson Jr. like he's gonna be out there. I wonder if the Bucks have announced their starting lineup yet. Oh, you said you did say that, right? No. Oh, you were talking about the Charlotte game. I feel like you had said something about Bobby Portis.
But I don't anticipate Andre Jackson Jr.'s usage going up than maybe a couple more shots.
Yeah.
But he's out there for 3-and-D. So you need to look at the initiators, which are Bobby and Dame. Like their field goals and assist opportunities will go through the roof. AJ Green, his role doesn't change with or without Giannis.
Yeah.
Andre Jackson Jr., his role doesn't change without Giannis. So he might get a small tick up, but nothing that you should go all in on.
Yeah, in that same range of cap for Andre Jackson Jr., the other guy we've been talking about is Matas Bucelis, and like he's got a better shot at outpacing his cap just because when he gets out there, the ball runs through him. He's actually had an impressive couple of games. I think if you're a Chicago fan and you know your team's not going to win a ton of games, at least he looks like something. That's fun. I think that's fun for you while you watch Kobe White maybe hit shots or maybe not.
Oh, this game is going to score 300 points tonight. Kobe White will have maybe a 50 ball.
There you go.
All the shit I'm talking about him, or not him, but the bad experience I had as a customer. You're the one customer who leaves the one bad review while everyone else had a great time. You know, that's me right now.
And also get a bunch of questions that are like 2v2s with somebody and Portis. It's always going to be the Portis option. Like I can't like Portis truly is a top. What do we say? It was like a top 10 play. We just went through it.
There's not a better play on the board tonight than Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
For Bobby Portis.
Yeah. Rob, I wanted to bring this to your attention too. I don't know if did you see Josh Hart's tweet today that says no one cares about y'all parlays?
I did not.
Right,
I may have scrolled past it in my zombie state on a red eye.
All right, so I saw that tweet and I was reminded of this one. I was reminded of this one this morning where earlier in
that wasn't even that long ago. So
it was in September.
Is there a chance he's being sarcastic?
Yeah, I think so. I'm sure maybe because of the fact that they won by 3,000 last night against Denver, that maybe some props didn't hit, and he was looking at his mentions. Maybe would be my guess.
If he's not being sarcastic, he could also be facetious and like, oh, we're back with the parlays again. Here we go.
True. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, true. Or he's about to announce some sort of brand partnership with his roommate's podcast show. It could be that
also is in play. So
yeah. All right. If there's nothing else from the chat, any other questions? David was saying, what about Jimmy Butler and Rudy Gobert, Anthony Edwards, and Harrison Barnes?
So wait, this person's asking Butler and Gobert or Ant-Man and Barnes. That's not the Scotty Barnes. Is that player of the week Barnes?
It's for tonight. Harrison Barnes.
What is Harrison? Granted, his opponent is the Utah Jazz, so it's not like he's going to have much resistance. But wouldn't the player of the week want to go out there and defend his title? Like he should be getting some ridiculous shots up. But all this man does is stand in the corner and shoot threes. And occasionally he pump fakes, puts the ball on the floor, and then pulls up from 18. So you're guaranteed 15 and 3. From Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, I'm going Jimmy and Rudy. Even though Anthony Edwards obviously has the highest upside of those four guys, I mean, I would take the combo of Jimmy and Rudy there. I don't want my 17 so rare fantasy points from Harrison Barnes.
And Rudy Gobert just have a 20 rebound game too.
Yeah. Wow. And Jimmy looked awesome in that game against Dallas. Jimmy looked awesome. That was fun. Good to have him back.
Yeah, that should have been an and one at
that
the
was
end
ridiculous.
By the way.
That was such an absurd missed call. And like, shout out Derek Lively for trying to make the play. I'm not even like mad at him for doing that, but I described that as like middle school grinding. What he did, he got up right behind Jimmy, and it was just like there was a lot of contact down low.
Oh, I was trying to imagine how did I dance in middle school?
Maybe it's high
Like
school. Middle school might have
dances,
been too
what-
young. Middle
Just clapping. We were too young for that type of
Yeah,
clapping
man,
that you're referring
it
to.
was probably high school. It's probably high school.
You danced like this with your full arm extension as if you are on the perimeter playing defense.
Yeah.
And you grab the hips, right? That was
Well,
what the
okay.
chaperones would allow you to do. Full arm extension. If you're in middle school, you want Desmond Bane's arms because that means you get to be closer to your dance partner. You don't want Wembanyama arms. There's no intimacy when you have a 7'3" wingspan. You need the little T-Rex arms so you guys could have a reason to be so close.
That's A+ take that Desmond Bain just crushed in middle school because of his arms.
Rico Suave in 8th grade with his wingspan.
Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything else up here in the chat. All right, full options here. We got Wemby, AD, Portis, Kuzma, and Bacelis, or Wemby, AD, Dame.
Someone in the chat said 3 years watching live before lock. This is the week I finally win a giveaway.
I'm rooting for you, Whistlemania. I guess basically people are trying to struggle with like, would you rather play Anthony Davis against the Suns or Wembanyama against the Jazz tonight? I feel like AD's probably safer, but man, the ceiling on Wemby, right?
Did you just say AD is probably safer out loud and actually mean it? It's safer because he's got use of Nurkic. I'll give you that. But it's Anthony Davis we're talking about. He could break a finger tipping the ball back after it goes up to start the game and go straight to the locker room.
You're right. You're right. I shouldn't have said safe. Yeah. I'm taking Wemby. I think Wemby's got like 75 in him, I think.
Well, wait a second. They just gave the Bucks starting lineup. Bobby Portis isn't in it. It's Taurean Prince.
There we go. I'm not worried though. That's like Bobby comes in at the 6 minutes in, closes the first quarter. I don't know. I feel like he's still going to get those minutes.
If he's coming off the bench, he's going to do 26 minutes again.
You think so?
Taurean Prince I just saw the tweet. He's in the starting lineup, and that would imply that Bobby's going to stick with his normal rotation because they probably need some scoring off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, I still feel like they're gonna need him though. Like those minutes have to get stretched out. Like maybe it's not the 34, but I mean it's gonna get to 30, right?
Or is it just Taurean Prince eating up all of Giannis's usage?
What does Dorian Prince have on Darvin Ham? How is he getting these minutes?
Man, that's a surprise. I would have thought we were going to see Bobby Portis in there. But it's kind of a big deal, but we'll see.
Basically, this whole show was a waste.
I assume you put Bobby Portis in the starting lineup for Giannis. Instead, at the last minute, it's fucking Taurean Prince.
Oh, man. Yeah, Weisberg, you are one of us. This chat, we are all feeling what you are feeling in the chat right now. We all feel everybody's trying to get some action.
Everyone that got the money in on Bobby Portis was like, "Oh my god, I'm going to get there in the first half," and now you just bet on that number was based on him getting 26 minutes.
Yeah,
and now you're just going to have to cover a normal game that you might be overexposed on, over leveraged.
The real winners are the people who at 11 a.m. thought Dame's numbers look nice. Just betting on him anyways.
Correct.
Like those are the real winners tonight. That's
win.
about it.
Yeah, you will likely win. And as I say that, he's going to pull up lame with a hamstring straight to the locker room. And everyone's going to clip this and be like, "It's your fault.
You did this. You did this."
Better me than you sending your parlay tickets to the players. Me.
And then we'll tweet out, "I don't care about your parlays." And we'll tag Josh Hart. All right, we are going to call it now. We did reach it to lock. Just a reminder, no live before lock show on Friday, so you're going to have to figure it out on your own on Friday. But we'll be back with our regular one on Monday, and then more Cup stuff. I think we only have one more week of the Cup games, right? And then that goes to, or maybe it's 3 more. It ends December 3rd.
December 12th is the final semifinals and the finals.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be a week But we can change. We'll call it.
Yeah, we can change. So we'll be back. We'll be back with some more of that. But appreciate everybody hanging out. Hope you guys enjoy the holidays. As always, if you win this thing, shoot me a DM at Mike Sakarian. We'll get you hooked up with a rare tier card. Let's see who it's going to be. It's not going to be Bobby
Ron.
Portis.
I thought it was going to be Ron for a second.
All right, we've got Urbith Urfurf. I know there's no way I pronounced that correctly, but I tried.
Rigged.
Rigged again. One
of your brothers.
Rob, hey man, I hope you enjoy the holidays. I hope no one else gets ruled out that hurts your bets.
I'm already stuck because I have Giannis in my limited Sorare lineup, but thankfully I'm not overexposed on prop bets because I'd be tilting right now if I didn't see Bobby Portis in the starting lineup. So we'll call it a wash.
That's where I'm at. I'm very sweaty right now because of some Giannis decisions I made earlier today. But we'll be fine. All right, we'll see you guys. We'll be back next week. Happy holidays, everybody. We are out of here.